Sit back and relax and get ready for another exclusive episode of the Online Marketing Secrets Podcast with Lopez.
This episode is sponsored by FindFlightsAndHotels.com. Looking for the perfect summer vacation destination for you and your family? FindFlightsAndHotels.com has got you covered. From tropical beaches to cultural adventures, our brand new travel website is your one-stop shop for booking the unforgettable family vacation you've been dreaming of. Discover amazing deals, top-rated accommodations, and unbeatable flight options all in one place. Say goodbye to stress and hello to endless fun in the sun. Don't miss out on creating cherished memories with your loved ones this summer. Visit FindFlightsAndHotels.com now and start planning the getaway of a lifetime.
Is how I manage. And I've been doing I've interviewed I don't know how many people at this point. Hundreds. Probably it's in the hundreds. I don't think I'm not in the thousands yet. But I've interviewed hundreds of people. A lot of people want to know how I manage to how I manage everything, whether it's on manage the time and the date and the people in different time zones and all that good stuff. And that's a good question because most of the people that I have interviewed over the past, I would say 3 years, most people are not in America that I interviewed. And if they are in America, they're in a different time zone. So, when I'm setting these times to record with people, to do podcasts, it's not so easy. Sometimes, I have to prepare on their day and time they want to do it. And I try to make it easy for people to register and make it convenient for them, as easy as possible, because I want them to come on. And, I'm not paying people to come on. I'm not paying people to come on. You know what I'm saying? They coming on for free. They making use of their free time to come on in most cases. Now there's been people that volunteered to pay me to come on. But that only happened like maybe less than 5 times that I can remember. Smash the like button, share the video. That probably happened less than 5 times that somebody paid me to come on, and which was cool. I ain't got a problem with that. But at first, I was writing the date and time and the person down on paper in the beginning. But over time, I was like, you gotta be a better way for me to remember this. Because I was actually forgetting the day and time that I had to record. The more and more people that I would bring on. And plus, it's hard to keep up with people's time zones. Some people would actually forget, just like I did. Or they thought it was an hour before the exact time and stuff like that. So at first, I used a bunch of the calendar programs out there online or whatever. Some of them okay, but it's only one that I found that really caters towards people that have YouTube channels, people that have podcasts. And that's lineupguest.com. Lineupguest.com is probably the best calendar software that I've found. And it's mainly for YouTubers, people that have podcasts, people that do a lot of videos. It's a CRM for YouTubers and people that have a lot of podcasts. That's lineupguest.com. LineUpGuest, the reason why I like lineupguest.com, because it's a combination of probably every calendar appointment setting time that you probably heard of online. And they're new on the scene. I'm feeling fantastic. I look so handsome. Oh, I hope you're a woman. I hope you're not a man saying that, you know. I appreciate that. Yeah, smash the like buttons. Yeah, subscribe. Yeah. What would your message to the world be? I don't know about that. I gotta think about that one. You know, that's a video for another day. But lineupguest.com is probably the best appointment setting calendar program out here today. You know, I can send somebody my link and have them pick a day and time to come on my podcast to record. And, you know, there's a bunch of them out here, like I said, but a lot of them are lacking. And a lot of those other appointment setting programs, they cater towards corporate America, not towards the everyday average YouTuber or podcaster online. So that's why I like lineupguest.com probably more than any other program. You know, I've tried everything online. And the best part about lineupguest.com is they're making upgrades every week. And they actually take feedback of the users and apply them and add them. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be famous. You're going to be famous with YouTube in the future. Just look, covered, look. Oh, we'll see. You know, we'll see. Keep up the good work. I appreciate that. I will keep you in my mind. All right, man. And subscribe. Like and subscribe. You know? Yeah, like and subscribe, man. You know? Because, you know, there's a lot of things online. There's a lot of software online. But it only caters towards a certain group of people. And I found if you have a podcast, if you do interviews, if you do a lot of it in volume, especially, lineupguest.com is probably the best I've found. Really, there's nothing else out here, and it's a CRM for YouTubers that have podcasts. That's what it's really all about. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I get off here, I'm gonna put the link below this video. You can check it out, and you can start for free. Absolutely free. A 2-week trial. You know, because sometimes people have doubts, and even I had my doubts too, but they made me a believer. And it's priced at the same price versus most of these appointment setting programs out here. You know what I mean? one for 10 minutes. I was keep you in my mind. Keep your work up, my man. All right, man, hold it down. You know. Yeah. So so if you have a podcast or you want to start a podcast, probably one of the best softwares that caters towards YouTubers with a podcast is lineupguest.com, in my opinion. You know, and I've tried everything, and I've been doing podcasts for 6 years. So it's not a lot softwares out here, you know. I'm a small YouTuber to just like you, and I don't give up. Yeah, never give up. Never give up. You know what I'm saying? You might have to start another channel and do something else, but you never give up. You might have to adapt, but you never give up. I've started 10 channels since I've been online, all in different topics. But I've never gave up. I just move on to something else. You know, sometimes things just don't work out on one channel for whatever reason. You know, it's a multiple reasons why. And I want you to not give up. No, I never give up. Giving up is not an option. You know, or just you know, you have a good day too. You know, but once again, I didn't plan on staying on here that long. So, like I said, if you have a podcast and you have a small YouTube channel or a big YouTube channel, go to lineupguest.com and you can get started for free today. You know what I'm saying? It's a 14-day trial. If it sucks, you know, you can cancel. I don't think it sucks. I'm still using it. So, you know, I use it all the time. I've been using it for the past, 3 months. So, if it sucks, I wouldn't be using it. So, lineupguest.com. You know, I don't really make a dime for telling you this. You know, somebody sent me an email and said I should talk about it and talk about how I keep things organized. You know, I don't do any paperwork. I don't got a damn thick ass notebook like this. You know, I did that in the beginning, but over time, it's just gonna be difficult for you to keep up with all the names and emails and time zones of everybody that you're supposed to record with on that day and time. It's gonna, you know, especially it's hard to keep up with the time zones. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's one thing to be I'm on the East Coast time zone. It's one thing to be on the East Coast time zone and have to keep up with people. No problem. But if somebody's on the East Coast, on the West Coast, or on the eastern side of the world, like 12, 13-hour time difference, you know, I can't keep up with all that. You know what I'm saying? So I needed some type of assistance. So that's where the software comes in at. You know what I'm saying? The software helps me keep up with the day and time based on their time zone to my time zone. And then they send me follow-up emails just like they send them follow-up emails. You know, that way we're on the same page. And that way we're not wasting each other's time. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the CDT. I don't know what that is. There's some haters, but there's some supporters. Yeah, that's true. There's always gonna be some haters. That's just comes with the territory. You can't get away from the haters. That's just what it is, man. My dad told me that at a young age. He said you can't get rid of the haters. They're like cockroaches. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. You know. He said once you start getting the haters, you know you heading in the right direction. And I never forgot that either when my dad told me that. You know. So you're in the Central Standard Time Zone. Yeah, see? And see, when it comes to these, I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off here. When it comes to these time zones, I don't know where the time zone cuts off at exactly. In what state, that when you don't have software to keep up with all this stuff, you really don't know. I don't know where the time zone, where the central time zone is, the mountain time zone, the east. I don't even know where the east coast time zone stops at exactly. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how far the west coast time zone stops. I don't know what state is it. Does it stop in Nevada? I don't know. All I know is the East Coast time, West Coast time zones in California, but I don't know how far it goes over past California. That's the thing. That's the problem I was having before I started using software to keep up with all these times. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. It cuts off in Ohio. See, I didn't even know that. But this is the type of stuff that I didn't anticipate in the beginning. Because first of all, I didn't really know. First, I didn't think I would ever have guests. I didn't even think about it. You know what I'm saying? Until people started asking me to come on. And that's when I was like, oh, okay, people want to come on my channel? I'm like, oh, shit. Then I was like, how the hell am I supposed to keep up with this, date and time? And I asked other people, how they keep up with the time. And somebody was like, after about 2 months, somebody was like, hey, send me over your calendar link. I said, calendar link? I ain't got no calendar link. Somebody was like, hey, send me over your calendar link. I was like, I ain't got no calendar link at the time. So I was like, that's when I went to Google and started looking for, I think I typed in appointment setting software. That's what I typed into Google. And then I saw Calendly, yeah. But that wasn't the first one I used. I used something else, probably 2 of them before that. And I was like, yeah, this is okay, but there's nothing, doesn't cater towards YouTubers. It catered towards people that, name, email, phone number, and if you have a Zoom account. But I don't use Zoom. So I'm like, well, this is okay if I can just keep up with the name and email, and I don't use Zoom. So long as they give me their name and email address, and when it's time for me to, probably 24 hours before the time for us to meet up, I would send them an email with a link. Because you couldn't integrate. You can't integrate with StreamYard. I use StreamYard on my computer. You know what I'm saying? You can only integrate with Zoom on most of these softwares. So what I had to do, I would manually have to send my guests an email with the link where we would meet up on StreamYard. You know what I'm saying? But at least I could get the email and keep up with the time and everything. You know what I'm saying? But it was still limited. But I made it work anyway. You know what I'm saying? But with lineupguests.com, you have everything that most of these other software have and some. You have show notes. You have stats that someone that come from other people's channel. You know, and you have a database. They're always in my database. That's another thing, you know. And I can download the database when I leave. Most of these softwares, you can't download nothing. They got the database. They got all the information. You can't download anything when you leave. In most cases, the people that you put in upload to your account, the owners of that website got all those people in their database. So you leave with nothing. That's usually how it goes. So lineupguest.com is the best thing smoking online when it comes to appointment setting and podcast setting for YouTubers. Check it out. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. So like and share this episode, and don't forget to subscribe. And again, I'm gonna put the link below this video when I get off here. Until next time, I'm out. Peace.
It's another show.